What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Motor Mouse Garage. So, what I got for you today, we're going to be installing ham radio. So this is UHF VHF radio. This is a Yaesu FTM 6000, pretty standard radio, nothing crazy. But what is pretty cool is I got some really nice parts from Lee from Solve Function that are really going to tie this build together. So this is pretty much everything we're going to be installing today. I've got a homemade RJ12 cable to extend this, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But essentially what we're going to start off with is I'm going to install this guy underneath my passenger seat and yeah, kind of route everything to make it make sense and then wire everything up. But first thing we need to do is we need to remove the passenger side seat so I can actually like mount the bracket location for this, and I'm going to use riv nuts, so it's going to look pretty good. But let's get started. Changed my mind. I was going to delete this heater, but it's really more than I want to deal with right now because I don't really use this anyway, and nor do I think I'm going to use it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount this radio right here. The back seat will still cover it a little bit, and the reason why I don't want to put it all the way up underneath here is so if I have to take it out to like update it or reprogram it or whatever the case may be, this has a little sliding tray where I can just slide it out through the back and it'll still work. So my plan is to leave this sucker right here, and then I'm just going to drill some holes, drill 4 holes, just one in each corner, straight through everything, I think straight through the carpet and then the floorboard, and we should be good. Like I said, I'm going to riv nut this and then I'll probably seal it with like RTV or something, just for peace of mind, I guess, even though it probably is not going to do much. But let's get these holes drilled for this guy. One day I will take this carpet out of here and clean it. Yeah, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, right? so I have the radio more or less mounted where it needs to be. I'm going to work on routing this antenna, this coax cable, up until our factory antenna location. And then I also have to wire a couple other things, power being one, and then my Cat 5 cable that I made for the microphone, and then the data cable. So a bunch of cable routing right now. I think I'm just going to go ahead and route the connection cables underneath here, underneath the radio itself, kind of hook under itself, and then come out this way, up underneath here, and then behind here where pretty much everything's going to be mounted. So the faceplate of the radio is going to be up here on a RAM mount, and then I'm going to have a connection for my microphone and one of these switch panels, which I'll show you some cool parts here in a little bit. Now, to show you guys what I've been waiting to show y'all, is this nice little NMO mount kit from Solve Function. As all these things roll around all over my table. But so this goes in place of your stock antenna. So mine didn't have one, so I figured this was a pretty good use for it. And then it just kind of sandwiches on the sheet metal of the fender like this. And then a nut comes from underneath, which even gave you a small tool to hold the nut and get it on here. So I'm going to try to fight with this to get this on. It's just sure to not disappoint for entertainment value. But before I do, I'm going to like preset this little nut and washer in here, like so. And then that way I just have to reach up underneath and hopefully get this on here. Okay, so hopefully this comes out pretty good, but essentially this is going to go right here like this, right in the factory antenna location, and then this guy goes up underneath and sandwiches it there. So the issue with doing this is it's kind of hard to get to, and I just shoved all the antenna coax cable in here, which was a mistake because it's coming right back out. You know, this isn't exactly easy to see. It's also not easy to film, turns out. What is the best way to go about doing this? Probably putting this in a different order, maybe? Yeah. Well, I can't really do that now, can I? No, I can. Let's see. Basically, this goes on the bottom, like so. Yeah, because I can get that part from the top. And then this is going to go on like so as well. Okay, all right, I see you. And then this actual NMO mount needs to come off. I know I'm not doing the best job at filming right now. My brain is working on overtime now. Also, my gloves are very not helping me right now. There we go. Yeah, so this NMO piece comes out because that's not going to fit through, but I'm pretty sure this nut will fit through, right? Yeah, totally will. Okay, sweet. So we've got it set up on the bottom piece like so, and then I've got the piece that he gave me, which is awesome. Yeah, so this is still going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think it's doable. Essentially, we're just going to do this with like a 19 socket. Let me see if I can move you guys over to somewhere where you can see better. Maybe there? Okay. Perhaps. So, essentially, we kind of just need to fish this up in here. and then send it to myself via the socket and extension. Well, hopefully without dropping this into the fender. And I think we did okay, actually. Yes. All right. So now comes the interesting part. Oh, that's not good. I dropped it. That was on me, guys. Oh yeah, she went all the way down. I had one job to not drop that, and I dropped it. Okay, let me fish this out and then I'll be back. Fished it out. Luckily it went straight to the bottom. So, attempt number 2, and I think I need to back this off just a little bit. Give me more room. Just a little bit though. Something like that maybe. Hold on. There we go. I think that might do it. Now it's just a matter of getting her in here. I'm gonna take this top nut off too, because I'm gonna be in a pretty rushed fashion to get this in its place. Okay. Give it some threads right there. All right. I should probably tape this. That's a good idea. I'm gonna use some tape. Hold on. All right, now we're back, and the actual piece is taped to the socket, which I believe that's what he even had on his website when he showed an example of how to do this. I just don't pay attention to anything, apparently. Oh yeah, much easier. Oh, well, okay, so the nut is on there. I need this guy to not fall. This is not good, guys. I've done messed up. Let me get this back in here. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So now I need the nut. There we go. Burley. We're on there. Now I just need to tighten this. It's easier said than done, well, I'll tell you. Okay, so let's see how far we are here. This needs to be a certain depth. And I think if I tighten this against it, it's going to help us out a lot more. There we go. Okay, so now I just have to focus on tightening the bottom. Oh no, I lost my little tightening thing. You're supposed to be taped. Oh, we're so close. I think I need a little bit longer of an extension. I'm gonna try a, what is this, 12 inch probably? So I don't have a lot of extension to grab. Got it. Now we just have to actually tighten the nut, which I think is also a 19, but we'll find out, I suppose. Yep, pretty sure. There she is. We did it. All right. Okay. So let's check this out. Boom. So, if you're not really familiar with how radios work in general, this is essentially where my antenna is going to mount. So I have an NMO antenna, and it's going to mount smack dab on top. I hope that is enough surface. I think it should be. But super cool piece from Solve Function, because this is going to make things look a lot cleaner, and I don't have to run a giant antenna all the time. So I know this is meant for the stubby antennas for like GMRS. I have a rather long antenna. It's like I think like a 3-meter antenna. So we'll see if this holds up. I don't foresee why it wouldn't. It's just like sandwiched between the metal. If anything, I'm worried about the fender itself. So disclaimer, this is for the short stubby one, but I have a long whip that I'm going to use, and I'll let you know if I break it. I'm only going to run it when I plan on running comms, so, and I might actually switch to a stubby one depending on my needs at the time. So now we have to get the coax cable seated. So I have some BNC adapters. I've got my coax routed through the firewall, and I just need to throw an adapter on this, which that's going to be fun because don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll see. Let me try to get that sorted out, and then basically we'll finish this up. Next, I think, is just running power and all the interior stuff. So I haven't decided if I'm going to run it straight off of the battery, which you should, or as close to the battery as possible, or if I want to run it to a switch, my switch panel box. I think I'll try it initially to the battery, and if that, you know, drains my battery, because the radio itself has an on-off switch. I don't know if it draws any power though, or enough to where it'll drain the battery overnight. So we're gonna find out. We got it installed. We got the coax cable installed. I basically had to lay across the entire engine bay and stick my arm up underneath this hole. Get it. So it's pretty loose. Well, I don't know if it's loose. So we'll find out when I go to transmit, I guess. It's just gonna sound like terrible. Okay, now for real, power wire time. A little bit of a delayed update on my part, but we got pretty much everything tidied up, minus a couple of the more important notes. So here you can see, kind of, lighting's not the greatest right now, but I got the dash and everything put together. And I left this cable that I made, this basically an RJ12 cable, and I left it some slack because I got another Solve Function part that is awesome. And this is a little switch insert for Toyota, and he already included the RJ12 port, which is awesome. I thought I was gonna have to source one, but dude, this thing fits. This thing looks incredible, and I'm sure it will fit and work incredible too. So essentially what this is for is so I can connect my microphone to the main brain of the computer, which is underneath our seat, remember? But I don't want to do that because then I'm going to have a microphone cable running underneath the seat. So I ran an RJ12 cable up through under the seat, under the shifter surround, and behind the center console here. And basically that lets me plug my microphone cable directly into here, and then I can just stow it when I'm not using it. So it's pretty useful, and I'm gonna try to set you guys up a little bit here. And this is a cable I just crimped it myself this afternoon, and it's just gonna act as a pass-through for right here. And boom, now we have an RJ12 port in our dash, so I can connect my microphone to that. So next thing we got to do is I got to put together the rest of this useless cubby insert, and essentially that is just this guy right here with our ball mounts. So let me get that set up, and then I'll mount the actual radio head, I think, and show you guys. And here we are. So this is kind of my setup. So I hold my phone, and then my radio is going to be here now. I still need a spot to put my mic, but you can see that it works. We're on GMRS 01, so I can adjust pretty much everything from here. I think this is volume. These are channels, yeah. MERS. Yeah. Quick little channel selection. But I can control on and off with the radio itself. So yeah, let's get the antenna on here, and let's also get my microphone, and then we can get this, we can make sure this works. So I'll transmit on GMRS just so I can verify that everything is working correctly, and hopefully it is. Okay, so I get some transmission, so I get the local weather station.
In the lower 80s. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXK 25.
So we get NOAA weather alerts. I don't have another radio to actually check to see if this works on like simplex, but I'll have it tomorrow and we'll see. But so I know it was kind of everywhere, all over the place video, but I think that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through, leave a comment, leave a like, share the video, and thanks to Lee from Solve Function for all these radio parts. They're pretty useful. And peace out, guys. Check out Solve Function's website too, solvefunction.com. Peace out.